Okay, so if you're a homeowner in Altadena, California, listen up. You might be sitting on this incredible, and I mean really overlooked opportunity. It's a state law that could totally transform your property's potential. So let's break down exactly how.
So let's just cut right to the chase. Can you really build up to 4 separate homes on your single-family lot? Well, the short answer is a big yes. And in this explainer, we're going to dive into how it works, why Altadena is in such a unique sweet spot, and what it could all mean for you.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll start by uncovering what makes Altadena's opportunity so special and get to know the law that unlocks it. That's Senate Bill 9. Then we'll look at the specific Altadena advantage, what this could mean for your wallet, the actual step-by-step path to get it done, and finally, what this all means for the future of your property. We all know and love Altadena for that amazing mix of community charm and natural beauty, right? But what most people don't know is how it's secretly become a key player in solving California's housing crisis, which creates this huge opportunity for homeowners right there. Okay, this is the crucial part, the detail that changes everything. Altadena is an unincorporated area. Now that might sound like a boring piece of trivia, but trust me, it's the whole ballgame. Unlike cities like Pasadena that have their own city councils and layers of local politics, Altadena falls under LA County's jurisdiction, and that means a much more direct, streamlined process for development.
So let's talk about the tool that makes all this possible, Senate Bill 9, or SB9. This is the state law that basically rewrites the rulebook for single-family properties, giving homeowners a level of control they've never had before.
The law's real superpower is something called ministerial approval, and it's pretty simple. If your project checks all the objective boxes on a list, the right size, the right setbacks, it's safe, then it has to be approved, period. No subjective opinions, no dramatic public hearings where neighbors can object. It turns a political process into a simple, technical one.
And this slide just lays it all out, right? On the left, you've got the old way, a tangled mess of subjective reviews and political drama. But the SB9 way, on the right, that's a straight shot. It's an administrative process guided by a simple checklist. This shift from total uncertainty to real predictability, well, that's the real game changer. So we've got this really powerful law, SB9. Now let's get into why being in Altadena, specifically, gives homeowners such a massive leg up. As it turns out, your location really is your greatest asset. Just look at this comparison. An Altadena homeowner gets that clean, ministerial approval and predictable timelines. And, crucially, even in high fire severity zones, SB9 is still an option. Now compare that to a place like Pacific Palisades. They're in the coastal zone, which means public hearings, coastal commission reviews, and get this, SB9 is now completely banned in their fire-affected areas. It is a night and day difference. And let's put a real number on that difference. Projects in the Palisades can get bogged down for an extra 6 to 18 months just dealing with the Coastal Commission. That's a year and a half of delays and uncertainty that Altadena property owners just get to skip entirely. Okay, so the opportunity is crystal clear. Now let's get to the good stuff. How does this actually translate into real-world benefits for your bank account and for your family's quality of life? Let's start with the headline number. A fully developed 4-unit SB9 property in Altadena could potentially generate up to $216,000 in annual rental income. That isn't just a little supplemental cash. That's a powerful engine for building wealth, right in your own backyard. And it's not just about cash flow. You're also changing your property's highest and best use, which is basically what it's worth based on its maximum potential. That alone can cause a significant jump in its fundamental value. We're talking about a potential value increase of up to 40%, which can add hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. But the financial picture is actually even bigger. SB9 allows for lot splits, meaning you could literally sell off a new parcel for a big chunk of immediate cash. There are potential tax advantages with new construction, and maybe most importantly, this is a real tool for building intergenerational wealth, letting you provide housing for your kids or your parents. And beyond the dollars and cents, just think about the quality of life improvements. You can create private, separate homes for multiple generations of your family, all on one property. It helps people age in place with rental income for support. And it does all this by adding gentle density that maintains that neighborhood feel that's so important to Altadena's character. This all sounds great, I know, but how do you actually get it done? Let's walk through the path to 4 homes, breaking down the process, and, just as importantly, flagging some of those potential pitfalls you need to watch out for.
What's really great here is that the process is predictable. You start with a couple of weeks for a quick eligibility check, then maybe a month or two to prepare the full application. The key step is the county's ministerial review, which takes about 60 to 90 days. From there, you're onto the building permit phase and then construction. The whole journey, from concept to completion, can take as little as 8 to 16 months, which is light years faster than traditional development.
Now, for the reality check. A successful project means budgeting for costs that go beyond just the build. For example, utility upgrades, connecting new water, sewer, and power lines, that can run anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000. If you need to add new parking, that could be another $10,000 to $30,000 per space. And of course, you've got to plan for ongoing costs like higher property taxes and new insurance. Knowing these numbers up front is the key to avoiding any nasty surprises down the road.
Finally, let's look ahead. Is this just some temporary window of opportunity, or is this the new reality for homeowners? Well, all the signs are pointing to a long-term shift in how we think about residential property.
The momentum at the state level is clear. California is committed to policies that streamline housing development. This tells us that SB9 isn't going away. In fact, it's probably going to become an even more accessible and valuable tool over time. Those who understand this and act on it now are really positioning themselves way ahead of the curve.
And this really brings it all home. The transformation of Altadena through laws like SB9 isn't a question of if it will happen, it's already happening. So the final question isn't about the law, it's about your role in it. It's a chance to build wealth, support your family, and contribute to your community's future all at once. The only question left is, what will you do with it?